G'day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan battle video. In this video we are taking a look at how the recently EZ8 physical Super Saiyan 2 Kefla performs in the Potara Extreme Super Battle Road stage. So this is a older Extreme Super Battle Road stage, but it's still a pretty tough one. I thought about bringing her into the Potara stage just because it's something a little bit different to the USS. Now the USS is a much tougher stage, but still we can see, we'll get a pretty good idea of how she does. So as you can see here, this is one of the problems with orb-based units, especially when they are coming into things like Esbr and Esbr. You can't really control the amount of orbs that they get, so it creates an immediate issue with your units. Because realistically speaking, in this kind of situation where she can't get lots of orbs, like it's not possible to get lots of orbs, you're probably better off just like resetting completely, and that will generally give you a better start with the unit, just because it is quite difficult to get the orbs needed. Still some decent damage though. But you can definitely see how that affected her defensive numbers. Now she does raise her defense, she has a chance at an additional super, and she does have medium evasion. So overall she shouldn't be too bad off or take too much damage, but it is good to see how that can affect her. So we did have to use an item there, but yeah, generally a pretty good showing from her damage wise. Again, she can fluctuate a lot on orbs, so because of that there'll be some turns where you see her absolutely dominate the opposition. There will be some turns where you see her not absolutely dominate the opposition. So it is something that's a little bit, difficult to just kind of outright say this is the absolute best way for her to be utilized, or this is the best stage or best team for her to be in. But she is a very good unit and will be a very nice slot filler, especially if your team has a main focus on something like strength Kefla as well. Overall I think she's better in the floating slot as a potential once-off big-time damage dealer, rather than having her as a focal point. Having main rotation units that aren't, for me, units that you can rely on for the absolute necessities, like tanking or regular damage, is something that's quite difficult. We're going to get a very good look at her here with the multiple orbs. We do have the defensive support of Zamasu and Gawasu, but overall we're going to see some pretty good numbers here. You can see that pretty nuts defense coming into play. Obviously we got way more orbs this time than we did last time. Now you can obviously set her up with orbs, that is something you can do, and that will definitely make her look a lot better. So while you are trying to use Kefla, if you are planning on using her as a main rotation unit, then it is probably for the best if you do somewhat plan whether to use her as, or whether you're going to use her, to set up orbs. She obviously changes int orbs to physical orbs, so you're going to want to try and plan for that. You're going to want to try and use your rotations to set up things like getting the, a massive amount of int orbs, or having int orbs lie next to physical orbs. Maybe you have a rainbow orb changer that will allow better pathing. There's a lot of different things that you can utilize to kind of get the best out of Kefla. But that being said, she's pretty impressive. I mean, with no item there, she tanked attacks from these units, so she does definitely still have, a very solid foundation with which to work with. She's a very good unit, and just overall, she's good. She's really solid and really reliable. So I think, from my end, I think she's perfect as a floating unit for ESBR and SBR teams. But it's going to depend entirely on your orb setup and how lucky you get. If you get good luck with orbs, then she can be a main rotation unit the entire way. She won't struggle at all. She'll be really reliable. you'll get some good numbers out of her, and you'll just get good results overall. So without saying too much, I just think it's going to depend on you and your setup, but she's definitely usable now in Extreme Super Battle Road based content, and I think that alone says enough about her EZA and just how good it was overall, and how much it has improved her as a unit. So from my end, definitely a awesome upgrade, very, very good, awesome for the unit, awesome work that she's got, and yeah, just again, really nice work on the EZAs. I feel like Dokkan's really brought some of these older units up to speed, and I think whenever there's a unit like this, especially a red ticket unit, you know, a unit that generally speaking is something that a lot of people are going to have, I think for the most part it's like a really good sign when they are getting incredibly solid EZAs. So yeah, there's not too much more we need to see here. What we'll do is we'll just pop a Princess Snake so that we can have one more turn with Kefla. So we'll pop a Princess Snake, we'll take one more turn with Kefla, and then I think that's pretty much everything we need to see. I don't think there's anything more we need to see. We'll take that turn without items as well, just so we can see how good we can get her defense to come along. Like I said, she's going to depend on orbs, so if we get 2 orbs, she's not going to defend very well. If we get, 10 orbs, she's going to defend fantastically. And you can't really change that. That's just part of her design. And we spoke about that in the review, but overall it's just something that comes with the territory of being an orb unit. Yeah, there's not too much that you can change overall without tampering too heavily with the build of the unit. But overall, pretty good stuff, and I think she's looking really, really good, super solid. Brings a really good kit to the table, high damage, which is always a good thing for ESBR and SBR. And with her stacking defense, she's going to be pretty good in long form events as well. So yeah, overall I think Kefla's EZA is really top notch. We've got her here obviously next to the strength Kefla. Now you're going to need to make sure that you get a couple orbs of strength Kefla as well, but for the most part we'll see some pretty good results here. I think we're going to see how much the medium evasion can come into play, because without an item, 84k is not really going to cut it. So this will be where we can kind of test that evasion. Now medium evasion is 30%, which is a decent amount there, 101k. Now obviously she can double raise her defense, which will be very helpful, and is a very useful mechanism to have. But yeah, that medium evasion is what we're going to rely on here. 20k from a type disadvantage without an item, only a couple orbs as well, so really not too bad. You use an item and she should be okay without lots of orbs, but you're definitely not going to be able to no item run with her unless you have maybe two EZA Keflas, and you rely a lot on the orb changing mechanism. So yeah, but I think that's pretty much it for taking a look at Kefla. So yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Let me know your thoughts on Kefla. Have you used her in any hard stages? Have you used her in any of these ESBR stages? What have you guys been using her in? Do you think she's a good unit? Do you think she's a bad unit? But overall, most importantly, just are you having fun with the unit, and do you think she's usable in your teams? But that's going to be it from me, guys. As always, and hope you enjoyed the video. Stay safe, take care, and bye.